And the gold bulls are revived after a 2-week meltdown in prices. Joining us this Thursday, Todd Bubba Horwitz of BubbaTrading.com. Welcome back.
Great to be here, Daniela. Always a pleasure to be on with you.
So the big news here, Bubba, the FOMC, as we know, raised U.S. interest rates by 0.25% on Wednesday afternoon, which was fully expected. But gold is rallying. Explain.
Well, I think take a look at it. First of all, we've got this squeeze on cash, so we've seen a little bit of rally in gold. That kind of fizzled, but once the rate came out, look what happened to the U.S. dollar. The dollar got clobbered because they had anticipated what was going to happen with that dollar. So the dollar was way out of bounds, too high, came tumbling down, and gold picked right up after selling down. I think they trapped a lot of people short in gold as they sold off looking for this announcement. And I think that's why we saw a drop in the dollar, a rise in gold. You know, I think gold is probably 1240. I'd look for it to pull back. Again, I'm still looking for that one more little bit of a pullback, but I'm getting more bullish by the day, and maybe the pullback won't come.
So as we're speaking, gold last up 26.50 an ounce at trading around 12.27 now. Silver last trading at around 7.25 and 17.25 an ounce, Bubba. So are there now technical clues that the gold and silver markets have put in near-term bottoms? Can we say that?
You could say, yeah, you could say that there's some pretty good support there. Now, again, we could have, one quick turn, but right now I would be very comfortable buying on dips here until proven otherwise. So yeah, I would agree with you that there is a short-term bottom in here and you could look to be a buyer on support. I think you want to be very careful in here because we can get that one big sell-off. And I think what you're going to see, Daniela, is when the equity markets are going to correct at some point here. And I think what will happen at first, in the initial correction, we will get a sell-off everywhere because people will be chasing cash, just trying to get out of everything. But then I think you'll find that gold and silver will continue to rally back up.
So, Bubba, just to wrap, you say to be careful. So what is an investor to do here at these levels?
Well, if you're an investor in gold, you can always buy gold because it's going to appreciate over time. If you're an investor in the stock market, I wouldn't take new money and put it to work here. I would kind of sit on the sidelines knowing that at some point there's going to be a small correction or a big correction. I believe it'll be a big one, but either way, there's going to be some selling pressure because Trump cannot possibly get all his plans through the way it's going. He can't even get the health care through. So there's going to be some pressure here eventually, and the animal spirits and all the big joy is going to come to Mudville. We're going to see a little bit of a sell-off here.
So, Bubba, is it really just the dollar play right now? We mentioned the correction in the dollar, pressure on the U.S. dollar index. Is that really what's fueling the gold market?
Well, I think that's helping the gold market. Remember, the dollar was up at like 103, 104, and then it kind of came down and held 102, and now it's like at 100. I think it's going back into the big 90s. So I think that will definitely help gold. For the last couple of years, gold has struggled because of the strength in the dollar. Well, I think now the dollar is going to reverse over and become much weaker. I think the Fed is going to continue to try to raise, and I think that's going to be things that are going to be around the globe. And I think the conditions will now become very favorable for gold going forward, just like they will with most other commodities, because for the last few years, they've been under a lot of stress based on the strength of the dollar and the weakness around the globe.
Good thoughts, Bubba. We'll see you next week. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you, Danielle. I appreciate it.
And thanks for watching this edition of Kitco's Gold Report. We'll be back tomorrow. Thanks for watching.